Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for dropping by. So for today's video, we're going to be comparing PT-EQ-X by Ignite amps. It's a free equalizer. We're going to compare that to two impulse response packs. And I've done this sort of video a few times, and this is going to be the last one I'm going to be doing on this particular topic because it's been done kind of thing, and I just want to prove it for the last time, and then I'll move on. I got some other stuff in the chamber, and want to get going on some other topics. But I really think this is an important one because people are spending so much time, myself included. I wasted so much time and money on impulse responses, and I find this is just such a more straightforward method of getting the sound that you want. So let's get right into it. So why use an EQ over an impulse response? It provides precise tonal control, whereas an impulse response is static and cannot be dynamically altered. The majority of impulse response users will often use an equalizer after the IR because it requires correction, such as a low-pass, high-pass filter. So by just using one filter instead of the two, you're getting much closer to the source tone. It's like taking the blanket off of the speakers. IRs can add up in cost very quickly and waste a huge portion of your time trying to find the right impulse response or the right combination of impulse responses. With an equalizer, if you need more brightness or low end, it's very easily adjusted. You just simply bump up a few notches. IRs are subject to imperfections such as room reflections, improper mic placement, or they might be completely lying or misrepresenting which mics or speakers they're using, and they could just be equalizing them and changing the tonal characteristics in that manner. EQs are a flat response and do not color your tone nearly as much as an IR. You can depend on the flat response of an equalizer and add enhancements after that if you prefer that. Whereas with impulse responses, they might be radically different from one to the next because of the amount of air quote error in the IR capture. If you examine an impulse response with a spectrogram plugin such as Pro Q3, you'll notice the spikes and valleys in the speaker response. These peaks and valleys can create whistles or annoyances in your tone, which most people compensate by scooping them out with bell curves, as mentioned previously. Because impulse responses color your tone, it makes it quite difficult to really tell how good the amp sim is itself. Some IRs make certain amp sims sound great, while others make it sound super annoying and hollow. You can depend on the EQ to remain flat and thereby hear what the amp sim truly sounds like, especially if you haven't boosted any EQ points and you just have a low-pass, high-pass filter. Okay, so we're going to get into the demo. For this, I'm using Pod Farm Screamer. I have the gain at halfway, tone all the way up. And I adjusted this based off of what I do is I turn off the amp sim and I play guitar and basically listen for when it clips, because it can go to full doesn't mean you should set it there, just like a regular tube screamer. But that's how I set it. And then I'm using Archetype Pellini. This is a super heavy amp sim. I can't believe that more people aren't talking about this in the metal scene. This is such a punchy and aggressive sounding amp sim. And obviously we're using PT-EQ. And for the impulse response packs, we're going to be using Resington's Evil Chug pack. If you haven't checked out Resington, I'm sure you have, because if you're on my channel, then you probably already know about Resington's. But it's a great channel. I really like it. And he's the one who actually got me into a lot of these amp sims. And his channel is fantastic. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. Or if you prefer these impulse responses and don't want to do anything I'm saying, you can do that too. So we're going to be comparing the Evil Chug pack. And also I have ML Sound's Helloween pack. This one's pretty good, so I just threw it in just for comparison's sake. So we'll start off with the PEQ, and I recorded just Slaughter of the Soul, the riff, and I'm just going to play the same riff over and over just for the sake of consistency. So that's everything, guys. Hope you learned something and have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching. Cheers.